Hang on, I found the issue. um, the microphone on my headset was still up and not down, so that was probably the issue. So, the Emperor has 15,000 health. Which means that, so Ultima can do damage. Now let's lay down another Protect as well, just to be sure. And I want to see how does he do with Drain. $136. Okay, so it's slightly less than what Holy's doing, I guess. Dispel Mist, good. Okay, so I'll just have to have I'll have to have Leon on Holy as well then. Early in the stream, I went back to fight Astaroth, and I did get to teleport him out of the fight, so we got the thing in the chest basically with little to no issue. I did have to fight, or I didn't have to, on the way to here, I accidentally found another optional boss fight in the form of the demon Beelzebub. Killed him, got his thing. He wasn't too hard though. So here's hoping this is gonna turn out a little better. Oh Jesus, okay. This is why I brought elixirs. No one said this fight would be easy. What's he doing now? Okay, he missed that one. Okay. Actually, let's lay down another Protect. Shell and Blink again. We'll have this be a turn of buffs. He healed himself, not good. Yeah, unfortunately, I have to just deal with that. And this is the only way I can mitigate it. Luckily, these things do stack up, though, so it's not like I'm doing nothing. The effects do stack. So, I think this is gonna be just the way it has to be. Ultima and Holy's everywhere. Or since Leon's not doing much damage anyway, I can at least have him cast Blink over and over again. The more times Blink stacks, the less times the Emperor... Ideally, the less times he'll hit me, so the less health he'll gain back. Oh shit. That was 3,000, not 6,000. Just we're getting small victories here. Flare, okay. Starfall. It's fine. Like, my magic defense is super high, so I'm not concerned about his magic attacks at all. It's just a matter of his physical attacks, because he can attack so many times. And this is not even funny. I guess put him on drain duty for now then. Okay, that was only twice, so that's good though. That amount that he healed for, I think we can take that off. Okay. Yeah, and he straight up missed Leon, so... We're doing okay so far. I wish Ultima started rolling higher, though! I don't know why Maria's Holy is doing so much more damage than Guy's, but it is. And he dead! Look at that. Unbelievable. Defeated by insects like you, not once, but twice. Who are you? Hurrah! GG indeed, L. And there he goes. It's done. Now let's get out of here. Are we just gonna ignore that Leon still fully supported the idea of the Emperor? It's finally over, isn't it? It was a long struggle, but with the Emperor gone, we've nothing left to fear. Thank you. With all my heart, I thank you. With the combined strength of Kashuan and Finn, we will build the kingdom anew. Together, Princess, we will create a kingdom even fairer than the old. Though once a coward, I now stand here a new man. I have all of you to thank for that. You have my deepest gratitude. I'm sure Scott is smiling down on me from above. Look at you, do you realize what you've done? Who am I supposed to steal from with the Empire gone? You put me out of a job. Guess I'll just have to start stealing from you. Better watch your backs. It's the end. Yeah, this is the end. Sure showed him, Furion. You're every bit the bloke I pegged you for. If you ever feel like trying your hand at pirating, why, that not sit well with you, Maria? Looks like your next battle's already begun, Furion. You did it. I'm sure my dad's happy for you too, up there above the clouds. I'm gonna be working here, serving the princess. I just want to do whatever I can to help out. There's Joshua. Or Joseph, I'm sorry. Why did I say Joshua? It's Joseph. Now dedicate ourselves to the task of restoring what was lost. Farewell. Words cannot express my gratitude to you all. War finally over. Yes. We all live in peace again. Together. Right, Leon? There can be no going back. Not for all of us. But why? Don't go, Furion. Stop him. Leon is right. We've been through too much. I can't stop him. Not now. Leon, we will meet again. Short stream. Hey, I just said this wasn't ending just because I killed the Emperor. We'll find shit. We'll find stuff. Those are our past allies who've all died. Well, we should be going too. This is only the beginning. And Leon's going off to go and remake his own empire. The long struggle was finally at an end. The Emperor, Pandemonium, the monsters plaguing the world, all had vanished without a trace. Peace had returned once more. The wounds of the war would mend, and the memory of those bitter days would fade. But one thing would never be forgotten. That a band of young heroes once saved the world. To the fans across the globe, both past and present, and to the crew who brought the originals to life, we offer our profound and heartfelt thanks. And here we go, and despite this being having the Final Fantasy name, this is the only time the crystals are ever referenced in this game. Is the end credits sequence. Even in the original game, where this black circle is, there would have been like a fully colored crystal in the end credits, and that was it. There's no other crystals in this game. Yeah, so I didn't expect that fight to end so quickly, even knowing that Ultima was gonna do enough. I knew Ultima was gonna be powerful enough at that point to make the Emperor fight a little easier. Didn't expect it to end that quickly. I didn't expect Maria's Holy to just be special, I guess. So, what are your thoughts on this game, Elle? What do you think of it? Good, I'm not a fan of the system. Yep, that's the general consensus of a lot of people. Um, I guess I'm in this weird position of I think the system is interesting. I think it provides a lot of replayability. Because when you think about it, there were tons and tons of weapons and armors I could have been using. And it probably would have made my experience in some parts of the game easier. But I just elected not to use them, and I still got through the game fine. The magic system is also really interesting. I do think that it could use some work, though. I feel like if an enemy isn't weak to a magic of an element or some sort, it tends to just not take a lot of damage, and that is one of my concerns about it. But otherwise, I think it's an interesting system and has a lot of replayability to it. I know in another stream you had mentioned that Final Fantasy V got its Pixel remaster, and that has come out. I don't know if I'll stream that. I don't know if, and I also don't know if they left up the other remaster that they had of it, because I know on the mobile stores, the versions of 3 and 4 that had 3D remakes, they were being left up. They just have their names. They just have 3D tacked on at the end of their name. I know 1 and 2 got fully replaced, but the remasters didn't really... The remasters they already had didn't really add much. Didn't really change a whole lot. I do know with the remaster to 5, though, that the mobile game version of 5 is based on the Game Boy Advance remaster, and that includes adding in some bonus dungeons and bonus jobs. And the Pixel remaster does not include that bonus content, so I am not sure if they're going to leave up the other one or not. As far as which version I would stream, I would probably do the Pixel version just because the stuff that they're not included in it is primarily endgame stuff, or even debatably post-game where it takes an extreme amount of effort and pretty high stats in order to get to it. And I think it just looks overall better too. Not entirely a fan of the art style that the mobile versions of 5 and 6 had. Those Pixel remasters are a bit lazy. They're not entirely lazy as much as it is. You have to understand their scope. And the scope of them is they are taking as close to the original versions of the game as possible and just doing that, just giving us a modern UI, somewhat modernized pixel graphics. Just that's all they're doing. it's not entirely lazy because they're not trying to be anything bigger. That's just what it is. They're giving us some new animations for spells and things, and that's always good too. But it's not really lazy. It would be different if they were trying to say it was like a revitalization, a remake, or just if they were trying to say it was like a whole new way to experience the game, then absolutely I would call these lazy. But they're not trying to be that way. So it's perfectly fine. It's fine enough. As far as what the next game on my chopping block is, I do want to do Fire Emblem 7's Hector mode on hard, and after that I want to do Fire Emblem 6 on hard mode. And the reason why specifically hard mode is because even though I suck at those games, the hard mode features an extra little bonus where units that start off as enemies that you have to recruit come with higher stats than they would in the regular difficulty. So, want to do things that way. But in order to do that, I have to beat those games once, and Fire Emblem 6 is Fire Emblem 6, so it's quite a thing. And Fire Emblem 7's Hector mode. I never played Hector mode before. I was not prepared for Hector mode in Fire Emblem 7 as it was. I was not prepared for it. So that's a thing. So moving past those two, the next thing on my list was a game that I enjoyed very, very much. It's going to be Mega Man X Command Mission. That's what I'm going to be starting with. It is, go figure, it's also an RPG, but it was also my introduction to the Mega Man X series. And I personally enjoy it a lot. I know a lot of people are mixed on it, and some just straight up don't like it. But I like it a lot. I think it's pretty cool. I've got some things to talk about with that game, mainly regarding what I believe was going on with it, because there's a lot of unlockables in that game, like concept art and stuff. There's a whole lot of things in there that you can see. Maybe I played it? Okay. You might have. And there's a lot of concept art you can unlock. Most of it's just really cool. It was on DS? No, you're thinking of Star Force. Command Mission was on the GameCube, PlayStation 2. And it was released in between X7 and X8. I believe... Yeah, it was released between X7 and X8. I had heard that some of the people who worked on that worked on the Breath of Fire series, which I don't know how true that is, but I'd heard about that. Yeah. The Star Force is cool too. I do want to get into Battle Network and Star Force and all those other games at some point. Just going through things sort of now. I do want to try to move around aesthetics. I don't want to start, because like looking back on it, it's like I went from Fire Emblem, which is medieval, to Final Fantasy, which is also medieval. Also has, they both start with F, so it's like I should probably start changing aesthetics a little bit. Yeah, so we're going from Middle Ages to the future. And X Command Mission features all the same voice actors that were in X8. So if you've seen, if you've played, maybe try Shadowrun. I'll look into it. I'll look into what Shadowrun is. Because I'm not good at platformers, and even then for a lot of action games like Bayonetta and stuff, I would be hesitant to stream those because I am not good at those games. Those require a set of skills that I do not currently possess. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see, we've been 34 minutes in. Shadowrun returns the tactical, don't worry. Okay. Okay. That sounds like something I could try to do. Um, yeah, there's a whole lot of games that I want to stream, like, not just Command Mission. I want to stream Hyperdimension Neptunia. I want to start streaming Sonic Adventure. There's a whole lot of cool games that I like and I want to show off to people, even if they're already popular. Uh, yeah, so it's but yeah. So the stream's been going for 35 minutes. That would be really short, and I don't want to shortchange you. I don't want to shortchange anybody on their time. So, what? Ooh, nice little star. Um, hmm. So I guess the question becomes, what am I gonna fill up this time? um, hmm. Let's. Oh, optional boss. I don't know about many optional bosses for Final Fantasy II. I would have to look those up and see where they are. Let me just move myself. Yeah, I don't know about many boss fights for Final Fantasy II at all. For the optional ones, aside from the ones that you find in the boxes. Let me see. I'm gonna say, let me go get my list. I'll be right back. Okay. I've come back. I keep my list in my phone. So let's see. Final Fantasy II is done. Hooray. Then it'll be Command Mission. So I don't really have anything that I can just sort of start. Let's see what we got. I don't know. I guess we can. I don't know. Do you have any questions you want to ask me, Al? Anything at all? Whether it be about me or about any future games I want to do. Yeah. Future games. Okay. Okay, Shadowrun returns. Okay, so I'm looking into Shadowrun right now. Shadowrun Dragonfall, Shadowrun Hong Kong. Oh, they're tactical games. Turn-based strategy tactical games. Okay. Yeah, I can probably do those. I'd have to at least play. I might want to play them at least once. I don't know. Um, would you prefer blind playthroughs, or would you be okay with a blind playthrough? Would you collab with Ellie on a stream? Um, I'd be fine with it. I'd be fine with collabing with Ellie. That's not a problem. Um, I know she would have to be okay with it, and I think she would be. Yeah, she is. Um, you'd be okay with a blind playthrough of Shadowrun or something? Okay. I've always kind of self-conscious about blind playthroughs, just because I remember when I was first getting into Let's Plays, um, I looked for blind playthroughs because I was just thinking, like I'm not going to be an expert, so I want to know what would my experience be like if I were to play the game for the first time. And then at some point, I was like, nah. Some people, I don't know, like I guess for me, it's like when some people play blind, they just shouldn't play blind. They just get too frustrated too quickly, or they're so focused on making their content that they don't try to learn the game. They like skim through any tutorials or something and just hope for the best. So I've always been kind of weary of that. And as I said, for Final Fantasy II here, like the latter third of it was completely blind. Um, yeah, won't tell me anything about it. Okay, that's fine. Um, at least, yeah, this that way I'd be able to learn more about it and get accustomed to it. Um, yeah, as far as future games, like I said, Mega Man X's Command Mission is going to be the next one, just because it's one of my preferred, one of my favorites. That's always a fun one for me. I don't know why. I've beaten that game so many times, just because it's like I always go back to it. Like even now, most of the actual like emotional weight with the story is sort of gone for me, but I still enjoy it a lot. Um, after So Fire Emblem 7 and 6 are going to be higher priorities for any other future projects because I want to get those done because I know those are quite interesting. Skies of Arcadia is up on the list too. I don't know if you've played that. I don't know if you played Skies of Arcadia at all. That's an RPG that I also really enjoy. That takes a while. It takes a while to get through, but I like it a lot though. I really like the world especially. It's one of my favorite RPGs. Yes. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna have a specific challenge in mind for Skies. Like at best, I'm probably gonna make it so that one of my party members has all the green spells and one of them has all the silver ones. Well, in my normal playthrough, that happened by accident, so we'll find out. Still on the GameCube version, I do too. It's great. Um, after Skies of Arcadia, um, I have Pikmin 2. I'm sort of tentative on it. I've never finished the game, so that would be interesting. But I'm sort of tentative on it because I am not the best Pikmin player. I'm kind of brain dead stupid on Pikmin a lot of the time, so I'm not sure if I would want to go through with that one. Um, I do have Sacred Stones, Fire Emblem Sacred Stones, and I might do that one randomized because I put a randomizer on it, and very interesting things happened. Very interesting things. um, Pokemon Coliseum, that's one that's also on my list. That's and specifically I have that on there to set up for later down the line. I'm going to be hitting Pokemon XD. Um, and Coliseum's good. I have memories of Coliseum, but I do like XD a lot better. Um, after Coliseum, I intend to hit up Shining Force. Uh, after Shining Force, we'll be doing Mega Man Battle Network, the first one. Most of my nostalgia is with the third one, and going through some of the ones that came before it. It's like, yeah, these are definitely before the third one. Oh, especially Battle Network One. That definitely had some things to it. Um, After Network One comes XD. I do want to hit up Final Fantasy VII. Um, I'm only able to do my streaming from my PC right now, so it wouldn't be the remake. It would be the PS, well, I guess technically PC port of the original version. Again, no special challenges with that. I'm not going to be. Just going to be doing a normal run, so I'm not getting Knights of the Round, and I'm not going to be doing WCast Knights of the Round and start wasting 5 minutes of everyone's life every single turn for no reason. Battle number two, Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Gonna be down the line too. I do like Path of Radiance. Like that a lot. It is. It gets pretty challenging towards the late game. So we'll see how that goes. Um, I have Ace Attorney on here just because I do like Ace Attorney, and I think it'd be a little change of pace from the drove of RPGs that came before it. Um, Battle Network 3, Final Fantasy 4. I don't know if I would be doing the 2D or 3D version of 4 though. Um, I have the 3D version right now. I could buy the 2D version. The Pixel Master is the 2D version, and it's play the Ace Attorney on DS. Yeah, I played the first one. And that's the one that's on my list. It's for the first Phoenix Wright game. Um, I know I liked Ace Attorney quite a bit. I enjoy characters and the animations, and I love that Ace Attorney is turning into a meme on its own, just everywhere. It's just great. Um, I plan on hitting up Sonic Adventure. We'll do the first. We'll do Sonic Adventure 1 first, then we'll go into Sonic Adventure 2 later. Sonic Adventure 1, then we're gonna do Bayonetta 1. We're gonna see how what kind of a trash fire that one becomes. Then we'll do Sonic Adventure 2. Then we'll do Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. And I wanted to do Path of Radiance first, specifically um, on one of the difficulties where it would transfer over, because I've had a in owning both Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance physically. I had a very unfortunate realization. Um, so Path of Radiance, or should I say, Radiant Dawn is obviously the sequel to Path of Radiance, and you have the ability, if you had game clear data of Path of Radiance, you could transfer over uh, that data for boosted stats to your fighters. I think some of them got unique items and other things like that. It was great until that I found out that because I beat Path of Radiance on easy mode, Radiant Dawn did not recognize it. So I had to go through the entire game again on the normal mode, which wasn't really that bad. I was just being a wimp about it, but it's normal mode wasn't too bad. So once I did that, then I could transfer it over, and that makes Radiant Dawn much easier. It's perfectly beatable if you don't transfer the data. It's just a lot harder. Yes, that's why I have that. Radiant Dawn I think is cool. Um, it's got a very wide scope on its story, much wider than most Fire Emblems go. It's gonna be very interesting. Um, yeah, Battle number 4. Digimon World 2, just because I kind of enjoy that. Hyperdimension Neptunia 1 and Final Fantasy 9. as well are at the very end. It's not a very long list. I haven't gotten. I don't know exactly everything. Um, yeah, so I got. This is where I've ended off. I've thought about looking at other games. Like there is a tactical Gundam game that I've got, Gundam G Generation, which is basically Fire Emblem with Gundams. So I could possibly do that one. It'll take time to do all of them. Exactly, and that's why it's like that's kind of why I was like I'm not particularly rushing to get anywhere, is because I know it's gonna take a while. It's gonna take some time for me to get to all those places, so I'm not rushing really to get anywhere. Um, yeah, I want to do. Well, yeah, I think I could do the Gundam G Generation. Um, I do have two Saga games, Romancing Saga 2 and Saga Scarlet Grace. I might do those. I'd have to get more experience with those two before I decide whether or not to stream them. Um, Dark Deity is a game that I could probably do, and that has a built-in randomizer, so this makes things great for me. Because if you don't know me in real life, let me tell you, I love randomizers. Uh, it's my favorite way to enjoy anything in the ways that the game did not intend. Like I randomized Sacred Stones once, and it gave me Erica as a Wyvern Rider with 3 strength, but she had a skill that subtracted 5 from her strength in exchange for higher defense, so she had 0 strength. And she also had like 5 hit points, so it was all kinds of awful, but I couldn't help but laugh. Yeah, Dark Deity, maybe. Death End Request is an RPG that has me very intrigued by it. Um, I might do that. Let me see. Maybe like there's all kinds of games that it's like I do like them, but I don't know if I'd want to stream them. I don't know if I'm good enough for that. Um, I got Pathfinder Kingmaker. I do like it. I just don't know if I'm like skilled enough at it for it to be worth displaying. Um, then there's some games like Civilization and Endless Legend that are pretty boring to look at. So as much as I like them, I don't know if anyone would be interested in watching me play them. Even with modded civilizations that just make the game easy mode the whole way through. Um, there is Star Wars Pod Racer, just as another little quick diversion. I think I could do that. Okay. I can do that one. Strip. Escape. Finding a place. Maybe one of the Borderlands games. I've got 2, 3, and pre-sequel. I might stream one. I could stream one of them. Um, Chrono Trigger. Again, that's an RPG I've never beaten, but I am interested in it. I do like it. I've just never beaten it. You're okay with anything? Um, all right, that's good to hear. Thank you. Well, I just want to make sure that I'm not playing badly. Is the thing. This is like, it's one thing is the way I see it is you can play well, you can play, or you can play badly. And like playing well is you're having a good time and you know a lot. Just playing is where you're just having a good time even if you don't know or if you're not making progress. Whereas playing badly is where not only are you not making progress, but you're clearly not having a good time. You're just angry, you're violent the whole way through. I just don't want to do that. Um, I'm okay with the first two, I'm not okay with the last one. Um, um, I think I could do maybe Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I'd be doing two, not one. Two is just a better version of one. Um, that or Fighter Z. I think Xenoverse 2, though. I'm more partial to Xenoverse 2 as far as something to show people. Um, what about Final Fantasy 14, though? Would you be interested in seeing streams of that? 2 is better, I know it well. Waiting for Endwalker? Yes. Oh, we all are. Gonna go to the moon. Um, I'm thinking about maybe a Muso styled game or two. I am a fan of One Piece, so I do have Pirate Warriors 3 on here. Um, but I kind of don't want to be spoiled, so I haven't gone very far in it. I know that rushes through the story pretty quickly. So maybe one day I might do that. Um, I have Dynasty Warriors 8, and that could be interesting. Um, we got Dragon Quest 11. Sure, we can do that one. That one. Right there. Um, is there any particular genre of game, El, that you want to see? I played some Muso game, the Berserk one, and the Zelda one on 3DS. Oh, you played the worst one on the 3DS. You played the worst version of that. Um, I say as I owned it. Um, although I've not seen the Berserk one though. Yeah, is there anything in particular you'd want to see, El? Any particular genres you think should be represented? Definitely Langrisser. I think I should do Langrisser. Um, Langrisser 1, and then sometime later we'll do Langrisser 2. Berserk 1 is good, especially if you like Berserk. I've actually never seen Berserk. Never seen any of the anime, never read the mangas. Never done any of that. Um, It's great, but very violent and dark. I am fine with violent and dark. Um, what about the Arkham series? You'd be interested in seeing the Arkham series, though? I wouldn't necessarily be 100%ing them, like as far as the Riddler things, but I would definitely at least be doing as much as I could. Played all the Arkham games, loved it. Yeah, I only have I don't have Origins. I should say that. I don't have Arkham Origins, so I don't have any plans for that right now, but that could be a thing. Um I think probably Nights into Dreams. That'd be a nice little distraction and probably be like one or two at best, one or two streams at best. Let's see. Now, I think if I streamed Final Fantasy 14 or any MMO, um, probably the streams would be either the streams themselves are going to be a lot longer, or they wouldn't be. I might have to do like I might have to schedule that separately from like my normal Saturday streams, just because that's going to take a while, especially with me having job ADD, where I go through where I go through like 30 jobs for some godforsaken reason in that game. Um, let's see. Maybe Sonic Generations. Shattered Dimensions, definitely. Would you start FF14 from the beginning? Um, I think with just the way I would want to do something, I would probably end up doing it from the beginning, yeah. Just the way of how I am. Because I don't want to start streaming from. Like, where I am is in my actual profile, I'm in between Heavensward and Stormblood. I'm in that little filler gap for the story in my main character. So I feel like if I just started streaming from there, it might be a little weird, especially to newcomers who may or may not be interested. Or rather, who may be interested. And if they saw me from where I was, it might be a little isolating, it might be a little confusing. And even then, I'm not entirely sure on how New Game Plus works. So it wouldn't be an issue for me to just do a new character on another server or something. It'd be fine. Um, so I'm in this for now. what? I should. That's right. I do also want to stream Fire Emblem 4 and 5 at some point too. So we can go, how about... Okay. Alright, so I'm just adding things to the list. And I guess if we're going to be okaying blind playthroughs, then I guess there's some things I could add on here if I'm just interested in them. Yeah, we'll see. Alright, so it looks like it's been our normal hour, so I am going to be signing off now. Like I said, next week it's going to be Mega Man X Command Mission. That's going to be the next one we're going with, and I'm personally going to enjoy it a lot. Hopefully you will too. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for coming, Al. And I will see you next week. Goodbye.